You pour hours into crafting what feels like a flawless lesson plan. The slides are polished, the analogies are sharp, and the pacing is tight. But when it's time for the test, or even just a simple check for understanding, you get blank stares and failing grades. This disconnect is a standard reality of education. The fact that something was taught does not guarantee it was learned. That space between the teacher's effort and the student's comprehension is the gap. Closing it requires looking past the art of teaching to the science that supports it, a field known as instructional design. Attempting to educate people without an instructional design strategy is like trying to build a complex structure without a blueprint. Instructional design provides a verifiable, step-by-step technology to bridge the distance between what a student currently cannot do and what you need them to achieve. The foundational framework for this field is the ADDIE model, the core process that informs nearly all instructional design strategies. It starts with analysis, figuring out exactly who the audience is and what they already know. Then comes design, where the actual structure and specific objectives of the course are planned out. The development phase is where the actual materials, the workbooks, the interactive modules, the media are produced. Implementation covers the logistics of delivering that material to the learners, whether that's scheduling computer labs or training the instructors. Finally, evaluation measures the course's efficacy against those original goals. Did the students actually learn what they were supposed to? The 5 phases of ADDIE function as a continuous feedback loop. By feeding the results of the evaluation back into the next analysis, the system forces regular revisions. This iterative process prevents learning from happening in a haphazard manner. This structure turns a static, one-off lesson into a dynamic system that improves every single time it is taught. When the stakes are high or the instruction is particularly complex, designers turn to a more heavy-duty, systems-based framework, the Dick and Carey model. This flowchart treats instruction as an interconnected web. Looking closely at identify entry behaviors, it requires proof of existing skills before instruction begins. The path from write performance objectives directly to develop criterion reference tests proves objectives before materials are written. To make this work, performance objectives must be flawless. Designers rely on strict ABCD parameters, defining the specific audience, the exact behavior desired, the condition under which it happens, and the degree of mastery required. Because of this extreme precision, the model is often viewed as too rigid and time-consuming for an everyday teacher planning a standard lesson. Despite the heavy resource cost, Dick and Carey provides the high-level rigor necessary to guarantee replicable, mathematically precise results across large organizations. For the daily demands of the modern classroom, educators need a more tactical tool. That is the Assure model. Instead of mapping out an entire organizational training program, Assure zeroes in on matching learner characteristics with the specific selection of media and materials. It also carries a unique mandate. It requires active learner participation during the instruction itself, moving past passive listening. Compared to the industrial machinery of Dick and Carey, Assure is an agile framework. It helps teachers integrate technology into their lesson plans without overcomplicating the design process. It shifts the focus away from macro-level architecture and concentrates entirely on optimizing the immediate, interactive experience of the student. There is a common fear that using a clinical, engineering-based system will strip the art and spontaneity out of teaching. These systems provide the precisely engineered tracks that allow a teacher's creative energy to reach its destination without derailing. With the structural path clearly defined, the focus moves from the performance of the lesson to the performance of the learner, prioritizing what the student achieves over what the teacher presents. Choose your blueprint. Eliminate the classroom guesswork. You have the tools to systematically engineer a better outcome for your students, starting today.